Hey guys, Algo1993 here. And I have something that could possibly make some of you jealous. Because I'm not going to have any more lessons at school. Ever. Well, unless I go to university, then I'll have lessons there. But at my current school, no. And it's not because I leave in the middle of the year or I'm kicked out. No. Because I'm done. I'm not officially done with going to that school. I have a couple of things I need to go back for. One is exams. They're starting on Monday, which is 5 days from now. It's getting really close, and I've worked hard on going to do my best and pass and get my diploma and everything. As a sort of joke, as a sort of to have fun on the final day of lessons that we had today, most of us dressed up as something, some as medicine man, and others as fairies, one as a hippie, two were people, characters from movies. I can't exactly remember their names. And one of them, Bart, he was the most popular of them all because he had the costume that most people recognized. It was Luigi. Unfortunately, the Mario costume wasn't there, otherwise his friend would have been wearing that, but Luigi was there as well, which was really cool. I would have worn my Jade Curtis costume or Ash Ketchum or Pikachu or whatever, would I have had it, but like last year when I was in the States, I decided for myself, like, I really want a costume, multiple ones if possible, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to finish my exams and then think about how I'm going to do costumes. If I'm going to make them entirely by myself or by parts or by the entire thing, I haven't really thought about that too much. Which is unfortunate. It would have been really fun to be there as either Jade Curtis or as Ash Ketchum or something, to be cosplaying there, but, well, Bart did it. And something else that which actually the main thing of this video, I'm doing a vlog and this in one, is Bart had a present for me, because while looking through his stuff at home, he found some Magic the Gathering cards, and he also found some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So I'm going to go go through these Yu-Gi-Oh cards with you. We have over here White Magical Hat. I should know these are quite old cards. Most of them are in pretty good condition. Some are in bad condition that they can't be used at tournaments at all. Some of these cards I can't remember ever seeing before, which I always like, I guess, to learn about new cards. Now this is White Magical Hat from Starter Deck Joey. It does come in other sets as well, but it's common from Starter Deck Joey. We have Earthshaker, a card I could not remember having seen before. It is a common in Pharaoh's Servant. Union Rider, I can remember this, but that it was never used. Common in Magician's Force. Zombie Tiger, also a common in Magician's Force. Metal Silver Armor, a card that I really like. It's in good condition, and I just like the artwork. And this is also a common from Magician's Force. Then Mad Sword Beast. I already had a Mad Sword Beast, but mine was a common. This one is a rare. This one is a rare from Pharaoh's Servant. The one I have is a common from the starter deck, Kaiba Evolution. Now, Thunder of Ruler, one of the few cards in the pile of cards that Vart gave me that actually can be of some use in a competitive deck. Thunder of Ruler, I used myself in my final countdown deck. This card is a common from, you guessed it, Magician's Force. Here is Big Bang Shot, one of the few rares on the pile. And this is a rare from Pharaoh's Servant. I quite like Big Bang Shot, and it's still in good condition, this card. I like that. We have Descendel, one of the cards that is in that bad condition that it can't really be used in tournaments anymore. Not that I was really planning on it, because I don't even know what it does, so it's probably not that good. But Descendel, common from Magician's Force. Second Goblin, I do remember this card. I didn't actually think it was that old already. Which also makes Giant Orc pretty old. I couldn't remember that really well, but Second Goblin, a common from Magician's Force. And speaking of commons from Magician's Force, here we have Kiryu, which is a card I couldn't actually remember ever seeing before. But it's another card that can equip itself to Dark Blade, one of Dark Blade's Union cards. Now we have a normal monster, Ground Attacker Bugroth, which is a common in Metal Raiders. And Metal Raiders, I looked it up, the set, I didn't really know what it was in. That was actually the second set of the TCG. And it is the largest non-reprint set in existence so far. So it had 144 cards in it, and this was one of them. We also have Ryukishin Powered, and this guy is a common also in Metal Raiders. It's also in the Kaiba starter decks, I believe, but this one came from Metal Raiders. Then the Emblem of Dragon Destroyer adds a Buster Blader from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Useful if you used Buster Blader, but I only used it in one deck, and that's not really a competitive deck, but I like it. And it was used in the anime once, so that makes it sort of memorable, I guess. It's the episode where Yugi first summoned Dark Paladin, if he even summoned it twice. Well, it was the debut episode for Dark Paladin, which is really cool. Now we have another rare here. We have Continuous Destruction Punch, which is a rare from Magician's Force. And then we have Hain, unfortunately, a bit damaged. This one came from started at Kaiba Evolution. I have the deck as well, and I have Hain. Then Gather Your Mind, a spell card, which in this case comes from Magician's Force, a common, which is kind of useless without other Gather Your Minds, because otherwise it just doesn't do anything. Amazon's Paladin, common in Magician's Force. We have My Body as a Shield, a card that sometimes is used, but it's barely ever used anymore. It used to be used more, but the cost of 1,500 life points, which is quite a lot, made me choose not to use it and go for other cards. And I think that a lot of others agree. A lot of other people agree with me. Then we have Miracle Restoring, which is another common in Magician's Force, and this one removes spell counters, 2 spell counters from your field to summon a Dark Magician or Buster Blader from your graveyard. I couldn't actually remember that this card existed either, so pretty cool to learn about another new card. Then we have Pigeonholing Books of Spell, and when I saw that, I'm like, Pigeonholing Books of Spell? What's that kind of a name? And I was like, wait a second, I've seen this card before, and it was not called Pigeonholing Books of Flame. Books of Spell. So, I looked it up on the wiki, and here we have Spellbook Organization, so what the hell is up with that? Well, first I read the text, because this text is a lot shorter than this. So, what is the difference? This text reads, see the 3 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. Arrange them in any order desired, and replace them on the top of the deck. Your opponent cannot see the cards. That's a sort of, the wording is similar to some other older cards. The problem-solving card text doesn't use some of these terms anymore, but that's fine. But the thing is, with this text, it says, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, then return them to the top of the deck in any order. This card said, your opponent's deck. So then I went to the errata, and I found out that in the first errata, which came out in Dark Revelation Volume 1, it was still called Pigeonholing Books of Spell, but then it was suddenly changed to the top 3 cards of your deck. So actually, if I would use this card in a tournament, I would look at my own cards, because you always have to go with the newest errata, even if you have an older card. And originally, when the Spellbook archetype did not exist yet, this card was translated to Pigeonholing Books of Spell, but the Books of Spell part in the Japanese name is actually the same as the Spellbook in what is now the Spellbook archetype. So when the Spellbook archetype came out, then in Gold Series Haunted Mine, this card was reprinted as Spellbook Organization. A Spellbook card to fit in with the archetype, because the Japanese name was exactly the same. And we have a few more cards, that's 4 of them. I believe we have Autonomous Action Unit, which I do still see sometimes in games, like World Championship 2010, 2011. But again, 1,500 life points, and when this card is destroyed or removed from the field, the equipped monster goes, so just use Monster Reborn. Now we have Pixie Knight, a card I could not remember ever having seen it before. Common from Magician's Force. And Burning Beast, I did remember this one. It's a union that works with Freezing Beast, which is pretty much the water, I believe, aqua version of this. And then stats-wise, it's very similar as well. And then as the final card, we have DD Crazy Beast, a rare from, you got it, Magician's Force. I would like to thank Bart, aka Luigi, for these cards. I really appreciate it. Not a lot of cards of these will actually be used in competitive decks, but I never mind getting new cards, and I really appreciated that he gave me these cards for my collection that I could learn about new cards as well, which was really fun. So, guys, I would like to say goodbye to you, and I hope that you're looking forward to the 500th video, because we're pretty close to that. The third video after this one will be video 500, and then you'll be getting a look at me when I was like a baby. So I hope you're looking forward to that. I'll see you guys later.